Yes, this is the Rastafari International Ambassador. Pandem case again. Now, I want to first pay respect to all revolutionary vanguard. And I also want to say sorry for the over distortion in my last few broadcasts. Now, as you know, say we no control nothing around here, especially when it comes to the net, Google, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all of them things there. We have to find a way now to work with them things there. So, once again, sorry for any distortion or anything we happen so far. Now, we are going to tell you a thing or two. First of all, I want you to check out the book here. The book here named there too, I just say. And the book here, me that say, we tell you about the foundation of the revolutionary struggle and some of the unforgetting soldiers that give them life in the struggle. Right. So that's one in the book. Next, I want, if we can find this, revisit this one too. This one is Rasta and Resistance. Now, this one written by Horace Campbell, who's one of my brethren, where I meet also in the field, in the trenches of South Africa. So, Horace Campbell is still around. Him can tell you about when he comes see. Right. The little one here, it little about the Talawa. My brethren, Jabones, is who collaborate on that one here and tell you in depth whether that go on in a power struggle. So, now, I did make connection with George Jackson. Hector Maria is who make I read about George Jackson when I in a NCB. So take a look on this to know say, but that's not just a chat for chat sake. I'd ask Tyreek and Jason to go look where they go on this. So. Cause am I friend them people here? Now, also, look on this. I just want black American know how much we know about the struggle from a different angle. My first daughter was born in this country. Me name her after this book. Her name is Selma X. Mm-hmm. And she's, I think she'll be 44 this year. She said, me I push her age. She said, Dad, stop push me age. But, you know, when them get up in a certain age, they don't want them birthday come again. So, she keep a cry, say, me I push her thing. Anyway. Now, see when am I, Georgia? Yeah, man. Too Good Marshall under Georgia. Bruce Wright. Yeah, Bruce Wright for Black American. Come in here, you not talk about Bruce Wright, you know. Honorable judges, you know. Georgia are one of the fiercest judge when it comes to dealing with black people. I think that Georgia bigger than Too Good Marshall. Then again, Too Good Marshall in a different category, can I make different law. But that Georgia, Bruce Wright, is a judge where me see mango black people different. Is a man who asks you how much money in your pocket. And when you tell him how much money in your pocket, him set your bill like that. No care what you charge for. So, respect goes out to the Honorable Justice Bruce Wright and his family. Yeah. So, don't think some don't know about our history in America, because him a part of our history. Moving right along. I man love Bruce Wright so much that him write a second book. It named Black Robes and White Justice. No why me keep it now come off for us and them. The judge write this. So no need for go read where the judge it say back in a them time there when me a talk about now. In the US. The Gregory look for no? Yeah. So this one name, why our legal system does not work for blacks, that the judge said. And it said Black Robe, White Justice by Bruce Wright. Then Jason and Tariq, you know, me make you know say, yeah, talk to a real big man. Not true, me not sound certain way. Me no want a certain way. Look, where this mark. This one mark black judges and the justice system. Right? That one name what? Black judges. So me know all of our people where they on the bench. Cause us and them. No care how you cut it. No care how you cut it. This is where I want the man in Jamaica for know. Say the thing cut. From back to that time till now. In the US it cut. So when I die jail, it's black and white. Jamaica, they don't go look a place where I push the multicultural something there. I'm soon come tell you something different from that. But say everything is about black. Then that one a name barrel of a pen. My brethren are going to tell you about the barrel of a typewriter in a minute. Now, another one here. For those that you Rasta will like run up on your mouth pan Hitler, another book here, it docket how much round of ammunition, the caliber guns that was given to His Majesty by Hitler. When I got back the other day, I buy that one here, because I'm not prejudice. I want to know what the Queen did say, so I buy that. And I also buy that one here too. Imperial Exile. Right? Me not get round to even read this yet because I know there's some there. Me there, we are going now. I don't know deal it. We are going now. Me no want, but study back. Too much history. Now, why me I make myself clear now is because I'm a brother them America, I want to know to make them know say we did carry the struggle from we head down our knee till it up push party there now. And we no drop no catch. No way at all. Jaboni go. Jaboni no drop no catch. And like me say, me no want nobody to come tell me now how to mix it or how to remix it. Because me not remix it. A raw dog me a who no can mix it? Who like to go in the mixing lab and mix things? When me done talk, remix this. Right. So now, the other day I asked one of my soldier if him did know about the COINTEPRO program. And him tell me no. So me I go tell him a thing or two about that now. So here we go.
COINTEPRO, in full, counterintelligence program. The counterintelligence program was conducted by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, or the FBI, from 1956 to 1971 to discredit and neutralize organizations considered subversive to US political stability. It was covert and often used extra-legal means to criminalize various forms of political struggle and derail several social movements, such as those for civil rights and Puerto Rican independence. COINTELPRO operations were initiated against various organizations, including the Communist Party, Socialist Workers' Party, Puerto Rico National Party, Black Panther Party, American Indian Movement, Southern Christian Leadership Conference, and the Ku Klux Klan. Tactics included intense surveillance, organizational infiltration, anonymous mailings, and police harassment. These programs were exposed in 1971 when the Citizens Commission to investigate the FBI burglarized an FBI office in Media, Pennsylvania, stole confidential files, and then released them to the press. More information regarding COINTELPRO was later obtained through the Freedom of Information Act, lawsuits lodged against the FBI by the Black Panther Party and the Social Worker Party, and statements by agents who came forward to confess their counterintelligence activities. What was not known is that COINTELPRO was also used to bring Rastafarian movement into disarray and to stop the Pan-African movement back to Africa and to stop the Rastafarian revolution.
Hear that? Now, I am here to tell you now that in the late 60s and early 70s, a serious shift took place in Jamaica, and 3/4 of the man them end up on death row. So now let me tell you where my contribution to death row is now. Listen.
Death Row by Mario Hector. Introduction. On 31st December 1983, Mario Hector, the author of this remarkable document, was 31 years of age. He is currently serving a life sentence in St. Catherine District Prison, Jamaica, and is about to start his second year of a BSc course within Department of Social Science, University of the West Indies. In 1970, he was arrested at his home in Jonestown, Kingston. In February 1972, he was tried, convicted, and sentenced to death. Between 1972 and 1975, Mario Hector lived on death row in St. Catherine District Prison. It was there that he began his long struggle for his death sentence to be commuted to life imprisonment and for his ultimate freedom. The experiences born out of these 3 years encouraged Mario to write at death row, and it is this period of his life that the book reflects. The phenomenon of Mario Hector's struggle cannot be seen in isolation from the politics of the Jamaican prison system and the overall social, economic and political state of affairs in post-colonial Jamaican society. In this respect, death row is important, as it is not an autobiography, despite its autobiographical approach, but a remarkable account of the Jamaican prison system and the desperate need for reform within this area. The penal system in Jamaica comprises of 6 prisons scattered across the island. These are 3 minimum security prisons and 3 maximum security prisons. The notorious General Penitentiary is the largest of the maximum security prisons. It was formerly the location of the largest slave market of the English-speaking Caribbean and was transformed into a prison in 1845, just 7 years after emancipation. Today, it is an institution serving an equally oppressive and negative purpose, and it is there that Mario awaited trial for almost 2 years. St. Catherine District Prison is the second largest maximum security prison and the home of the gallows. Of the 3 maximum security prisons, rehabilitation is the island's most modern. It was built in
Yes, the must have.
1974 and it is significant.
Yes, the must have. Sorry. I did try call you earlier. I will call you back as soon as I finish. Chop up this with someone.
Significant that it came into existence at the same time as the controversial Gun Court Act 1974. Persons sentenced under this act for illegal possession of firearms are sentenced to life imprisonment. The act was introduced by the then Manley government in response to the rising rate of violent crimes. It is interesting to note, however, that in 1974, this state of affairs was not unprecedented. Gun crimes featured prominently, in particular in the Kingston area during the late 1960s, and especially in the campaigning months before the 1972 election. What was new in 1974, however, was the gun slaying of 2 prominent businessmen. The illegal use of firearms was tolerated so long as they were used to persuade poor people to align with a particular political party or used to defend particular residential areas from political gunmen from opposing areas. It was a different matter, however, when these guns were used in crimes against property and big business. New York, London, and Toronto are 3 cities that have a substantial number of Jamaican ex-gunmen once aligned to either the JLP or the PNP. Most left Jamaica hastily and illegally, and most boast that officials of the particular party they were working for actually aided them in securing false documents in order to fly out. The young brother who persuaded me to correspond with Mario back in 1978 owned at least 3 passports bearing different names. He made no secret of the fact that while in Jamaica, he was a PNP badman and felt justified as his existence before that was one of relative poverty in a tenement yard in West Kingston. It is not surprising that the badman who fly out will sometimes boast of his success as a political gunman. In the case of the youth who introduced me to Mario, his personal record was 11 killings. Naturally, all the victims were of the same class and background as himself. Yet the youth, who may at one time have had some political affiliation, but made the mistake of turning his attention to property, or rather the acquisition of property, unlike the badman who miraculously escapes law and fly out, very rarely escapes either the death sentence or life imprisonment. In 1979, over 80% of prisoners were imprisoned on property-related charges. More than 90% of all prisoners were from a lower working-class background and environment. And importantly, 85% were youth between ages 12 and 26, and only 43% of the total were literate. Jamaica is well known for its gross inequality in the distribution of its wealth and income. The notorious and conspicuously luxurious houses of Beverly Hills and its immediate environs look down mockingly at the sufferers of the Kingston shanties. The Cadillacs, BMWs and Volvos jostle with handcarts and overcrowded minibuses in the narrow streets of Kingston. While the ruling class wallows in luxury, the vast majority of the population eke out a precarious livelihood in an environment of increasing unemployment, malnutrition, and child labour. It is not surprising, then, that the barbarity of the wider society is reflected in its prison system, where the erosion of the prisoners' basic human rights is commonplace and provokes no official response and little public protest. During his 13 years in the prison system, Mario spent time in all three maximum security prisons. After 1975, he was constantly relocated by the authorities, who viewed his organising activities and entry into higher education with suspicion and contempt. On November 15, 1979, the authorities, under the direction of the then Commissioner of the Department of Correctional Services, Dudley Allen, transferred Mario from Rehabilitation Centre in St. Catherine District Prison, to St. Catherine District Prison. This followed the election of Mario as president of the Students' Council by the inmates at rehab. Immediately following his election, Mario was brought before the superintendent and warned that he would be severely brutalised if he were to lead the council along any militant lines. The following week, the Students' Council held a debate on the Gun Court Act and decided they would petition the Minister of Justice on the issue. Mario, using his contacts, had copies of all areas of the media in Jamaica. At that time, the minister, R. Carl Rattray, was off the island, and his secretary received the petition and sent the council an acknowledgement. Due to the consequent press and radio coverage given to the council's petition to the minister, Commissioner Allen ordered the immediate transfer of Mario to St. Catherine District Prison. It was under his orders that, on arrival at St. Catherine's, Mario was located on the psychiatric block. His books were taken away, and all the indications were that he would no longer be able to study for further exams. In 1980, however, I received a reply to my letter inquiring about the state of affairs from the Minister of Justice. Although his letter said nothing concrete, I later learned from Mario that since my letter had been received by the minister, his situation had improved and he was once more in possession of his books. As of February 1982, Mario had been due for parole. In January 1982, he wrote in his letter to me, "I have already filed my application for location at the prison hostel. The superintendent and 3 other senior officers have given me some good reports, and I am 90% sure that when my case comes up, I'll be accepted." Mario was not alone in believing that he was sure to be granted parole. Not only had he himself entered into higher education and secured a first-year pass with distinction in his first degree, but he was actively encouraging other inmates to study. Most of his spare time was spent as a Jamal, Jamaica Adult Literacy, and JSC, Jamaica School Certificate teacher within the prison. When I visited Jamaica in July 1982, Mario informed me on my first visit to him in St. Catherine's District Prison that it would only be a matter of days before he was moved to a pre-release hostel. By the end of August, on my return from St. Lucia, Mario was still hopeful that he was to be relocated, given parole, before the start of the new university term in September. I was also assured by the Department of Correctional Services that things certainly did look set for the coming September. When I left Jamaica on 20 September, Mario was still at St. Catherine's. In June 1983, all indications are that he is still awaiting word as to when he can expect parole. Knowing Mario as I do believe he is hopeful that his book can help create some meaningful debate on the whole issue of capital punishment and penal reform in Jamaica and elsewhere. Of the book, he said, "When Death Row becomes a book, I will have made my contribution to penal reform, and no matter what happens to me, I know the struggle must continue." And of capital punishment, Jamaica is one of the few Caribbean states still retaining capital punishment. The struggle for the abolition of capital punishment is my struggle, is my life. Capital punishment will always affect only the poor of Jamaica, and this will certainly be one of the reasons why the chances of any meaningful debate on the issue within decision-making circles is remote. If only the poor people in Jamaica, that is the vast majority of Jamaicans, examined the fact that all the victims of the hangman's noose, of all the victims of the state murder, few, if any, are from the middle classes. Why is it that only the poor people's children who fill prisons? Why is it that it is only they who are serving life sentences and are housed on death row? Jamaica is full of contradictions, and it is time for poor people to begin questioning these contradictions more deeply, and indeed organising to overcome them. Maxine E. Pettineau.
Yes, that was the introduction from Death Row. Now, I want to say maximum respect goes out to Max Man. Yeah. Glad to know that you're still with us. Yeah. I want to say maximum respect to Orlando, Blackbeard, son, Tapper, nephew. I'm still waiting for you to make those links with the youth stamp on the ground with I. Also want to give Tapper this message for I have a copy of his autobiography. But autobiography something, a whole time something. So tell Tuko, say I say, make one I'm sweet, sweet daughter. Matter of fact, me go contact when I'm daughter and make him daughter read his autobiography to the world. Yeah. Make Tuko know say, me I go do that for him. Because I said that's something about write book. Writing a book is done. At this at it, what time it is now. So now, young people don't read no more. Then like, listen, and make we do the work for them. Some of them are put in the work. Right? So, I'm going to talk to Tapper you them. Either get one I'm son, or one I'm sweet daughter. I have a lot of them. For do his autobiography. Me don't have no autobiography. Because I'm a chronics me I do. I do my chronics. And I tell my story. Like me say, the boy can't tell me. The boy can't remix my story. Because look, me no gone away. I don't want to remix my story already. I don't want to write my story how I don't want to write it. I don't want to tell it how I don't want to tell it. I don't think me never there to tell Death Row story. I'm going to really revive this again because this was where the revolution, when it up top. You know, you hear what the introduction said. The introduction said, when we da shoot each other like we do right now, then we love it. But when we start turn the gun them on the property and the business, yeah, them build new prison and them full up Gibraltar and full up Death Row. I'm a friend them and full up little Jubilee like we in a NCB. This is how cool them get to do it. But the program has to go on, so me tell you something different again. That's what time it is. Yes, it's I again, Jaboni, upon the scene, come on the scene, fresh on the scene. Now, I want to make a few things clear, and that is first, respect to those who have take the time out to strain them ears to listen to the very distorted last couple of programs that have been putting down. As you can see, this is around my 70th series, and I start off how I start off. But what I realize now, as the thing I get clearer, is like the distortion I set in now. Now, a whole heap of distortion, I don't feel say the distortion was set in right now. Because I don't know how to use my equipment. Because that everything that I go on right and fine when I talk certain things. But I notice from I start get serious now and the people them start get serious and listen to me. Everything when I play forward now, after I done check and cut and clear everything clear, it a come out distorted. Now, for example, yesterday I do an early piece with my brethren from the small island, the other island. And when I listen to how the sister and the brethren reason upon them voice note, it was clear enough. But when I done record and play it forward, the level of distortion when I surprised me. And because the message must be go out, I just put it out there because, like I say, some people are tell me, say, this, that. But through me no live, because I don't know how to go live yet. But I like go live so people can talk to me. But then again, I'm good. I'm good how I run right now. I'm good. Because this is that thing, you know, I know we control. I'm telling you already, say, we all under lockdown. We all is in prison. So we free upon one hand to come out of a yard. But when it comes to that global connection, we're not free again to move or we want to move. Because how it's set now, I'm telling you already, say, if you not take no joke, you can't move. Simple. So right now, high Jabi now move. Now, first night, my brethren Max Man, respect goes out to Max Man. When I am an elder. Yeah. I find it very strange that I man never know say Max Man still with us until yesterday when I talked to Guga Keith's son. Me realized that my brethren Max Man still up on the surface. It was, you know, I test the phone first night. And me and the man of reason offline one away. He was so happy to know that I was still standing firm. And I was so happy to know that the overjoy will come over high. For no one say, this is one of my handiwork. Max Man is one of my handiwork. And me carry the campaign there for free my brethren off of death row, Maria Hector. Yeah? And throughout the reason me and Max Man invalidate everything where me already not telling no. And Max Man a bigger man for me. Them man they put me on street on a level. So whatever me know, most of the things that me know, and them man they made a pattern when me are out. Because me don't tell them say a something that come true. Me is a youth where enough big man sprint. And me they love the sprint because that training there and that discipline there. Why me can be how me be today. And no man now worry about badass. I go tell them secret because we don't have no secret where them don't know right now. So, once again, the powers that be, me no know kind of me control no net, me no control Google, Me no control YouTube. Me no control Twitter. Me no control Instagram. So all these people, uncle go let me talk with them want talk. So look how cool it is now. Me do an hour and a half interview with my elder. And when me play forward the thing, uncle my voice alone, me a hear. When me just did do a program before that, where other people and me a play them voice note. That means me know me a do. Me not go ball and talk about nobody. Me not go catch me coward and I say, them a watch me. Cause me not give a fuck if them a watch me. And that me a tell them, me not afraid. That me a tell them, me not afraid of nothing. Yeah, cause me live this long for come make you know say, the thing get hijacked. A long time me a tell you say it get hijacked. So watch it now. Here me go show you now, yeah? A brethren,
Greetings, Jaboni. Yeah, this is Demas. Full joy your program. I just want to quickly touch on some points. Boy, there's so much points to touch. From Rasta, the original Rasta, to Selassie, to the Black Americans, the love we have for them. You know, about your bridge, we work in a club and him heal up a Trini youth and him friends say, yeah, they'll Trini, you know, the division, the ignorance of this this division, who better than who won. I want some people to know that if you go back to the origin of things, every island in the Caribbean had some form of slave revolt, you know. So every island in the Caribbean have steppers. There might be one, but the majority came from Jamaica. Jamaica were culturally police. I must say police, but I don't mean police in that perspective. Culturally, Jamaica is the backbone of the Caribbean. But by the forces of the CIA and those them in high places, they has broke down Jamaica culturally, and we're not even going to the economy perspective. And that has caused a lot of bullshit, as I said, that was going on in my region. When I say my region, the whole Caribbean region. Leeward Island, Windward Island, how they name it. First is my region. That's where my bird's string was buried. And
yeah, my brethren not, film thing a eat up and it a go and it a come, but now watch nothing because we're patient. And we are go take
embrace
time.
all nation of the Caribbean as my people, first of all. Then in that whole multitude now, I have to separate the real revolutionary, right? Statistically and historically, we will start with Jamaica. And then I will go to Grenada as far as my experience there under Morris Bishop. Right, that's one point I want to touch. Then I want to touch a point where me moving to live in the US and experiencing racism, physical racism on the streets, my 10-year incarceration,
Yeah, that was rough. But the more coming forward because like me say, when we are talking about serious things, the thing have a way of it have a way of, monkeying around. But when I watch no face, cause I know, like we say, I know we control these things. And these things don't control we neither. So I go look for my brethren and see where I'm there.
You touched so much points. Well, I mean, it's an amazing program. I didn't have breakfast, and I felt like I had a full course meal by listening to your program. From my voice note to the sister from the rock, such a beautiful and articulate sister. Why you couldn't hook me up with that number, Jaboni? I'm joking. Yeah. So much points you touch, man, in this segment. Well, it's unbelievable. So much people need to know. There is soldiers out there. There's real revolutionary out there. For instance, I have dual citizenship. I was born in Trinidad. My mom is from Grenada. So that's how I end up in Grenada at a young boy. And that's when I experienced the revolution. Now, when we were living in New York, like you touch on so much serious points in my life that I experienced on my journey. Some man, from Yard, the whole Caribbean know, the original Yard man, them is revolutionary. They had set the trend. They liberated the Americas in the 60s. They liberated England in the 50s. And average yard man, have a certain type of mentality. Idiot Trini boy, not knowing my experience. You understand? What I have learned under Morris Bishop. In the days of the revolution, from 9 to 15, there's a section called the Pioneer. I was part of the Pioneer. From 9 to 15, you join the Pioneers, where you get academical enhancement, vocational training, agricultural training, and also you have you get what you call it, Grand March or something, where you learn to you have to be neat, your fingernails are inspected, and they teach Grand March, which was the socialism march, which was what you call the Russian march, where you high your foot very high. You should know that march, right? You do not get military training, but the furthest capacity, capability training you get as for any kind of military training, that's the most you get as a pioneer, is where you have to work up to that segment, is when you get blindfolded and you're taught how to scrap a AK-47 blindfolded and put it back.
Yes, the boss. No say you can pull them down blindfold and put them forward blindfold and beat them with a cap down on your nose. So make them know say it's well trained. So when a guy see and I talk about Trini guy, them little Trini, me a bar with my Trini friend.
Assemble it back blindfolded. Now when you scrap it blindfolded, your instructor will take the parts and put the parts all over in a certain area. And then you have to feel with your hands and feel and put that AK-47 back in place. All right. From 15 to 21, you join the militia. The militia is where Rasta come in. Your type of Rasta, Jaboni. Morris Bishop embraced Rasta. Grenada is the only place at the time where Rasta not get charged for no weed. In Morris Bishop time, Rasta smoke weed. My cousin, my mother cousin, yeah? Jack used to plant weed. When you come to Jack house, Jack have weed surround his yard. You ever see people plant marijuana in front around the yard? With everybody, the neighbors see it, everybody see it? Huh? You never get locked up for ganja. That's a man burn them ganja. like I was telling you, the experience they had with the maneuver where civilians get experience, invited to get military training. That was done in a place called Point Saline. That's where they built the airport, the International Grenada International Airport. And that's what one of the things make the CIA start getting a bit nervous, because only Japan had that kind of engineering when it comes to the airport. The airport was built ejecting out in the sea. So therefore, places was blowing up, mountains was blowing up, the debris was backfilled into the sea, and they built 1,000, how much thousands, I forget how it is measured, mile runway, where a B-14 could land. So from the time America CIA see, fucking hell, a V-14 can land at that airport, they start getting nervous. We got Cuba to deal with. We got...
Yes. Got Jamaica to deal with too. You have Rasta. I rise up on them down there. And I beat it on the establishment. Yeah. Me and my team. Turn it on the establishment. Uptown, downtown, crosstown. All over town. Yeah. And boy start sing about it. Boy I inform pan way. I sing out with business. After the revolution start and we are move the place now. And when we couldn't take it no longer, we just step out now. Yeah. So you see when the COINTEPRO program come in, I hijack the thing and turn it in a Babylon by bus. And I did have to try to put the thing forward, because from them time that we are resist the thing, you know. And so comes now, our team get take off of the street. And because me was not, first of all, I never do nothing to the American establishment. What happened in the US is what was going on in Jamaica play out on the ground in America. And for them to put the shower posse in existence, they would have to take off the whole of the revolutionary soldier them off of the street. I succumb them because I tell you something. I tell you the whole of in a prison right now. The system set it where if them want to pick up every vanguard right now, them know we're there. Them can just disappear away if them want to disappear away. So we have to always be on guard and I look for them. But how them set the thing now, them not have to come moving no more. Because them lock it in a certain way now where no boy, no girl can move if them no say you fi move.
And no Grenada, understand, and you know the whole politics behind that. And next point I want to talk about is my experience meeting you in incarceration in max security prison when I met you, and what you has done for black.
Yes. In a maxi, the man meet me. Them build a special prison to put soldier like we. So I know me alone it in there. In that jail over there, all top revolutionary vanguard from across the whole US was being held in that facility where they talk to us through a light bulb. No physical contact to a thing. That's how they would have the badass. Big and serious. As a matter of fact, them all eye in a that until them decide say, what you gonna do with badass? Cause that one ya, we can't break that one ya. That one ya.
Prisoners for Rasta in prison. Allow Rasta to wear their tamp in the yard. Yeah. Allow Rasta to get kosher meals as the Muslim. Yeah. Because let me tell you something. When people see you talk about your gun, they feel say it's a six shooter alone. You have a gun that with deadly now. You see when you pick up your pen or when you use your typewriter in your cell, you know what I'm talking about. You're deadly. People don't know this. I'm telling the world, and I would like you to play this voice note. I'm telling people my experience with Jaboni. Incarcerated. Never know Jaboni on the streets of New York. There's also some revolutionary elder Jamaicans that as a youth I was initiated by them. I will call a few of them names. One of them is Eva Shanks from Rima. Cow from Dunkirk. Trevor Lou from Tel Aviv. Frank Nitti, Spangler, Matches Lane. I know all these elders, your generation, you know, so you see the transition from my revolution experience. Why you think
Yes, so the man call out all original Rasta man where they on the ground there in America and defend the movement of the people. Cause like me tell you them say, the movement and I move on. Yeah, cause we think say the thing was a very serious thing where it go somewhere. So it never gonna away leave I and I. That's how we're there. So that's why I'm in a shock for no say.
Allow myself. I wasn't that stupid. I allow myself to amongst these Jamaican people. Because they were revolutionary. They came in America to fuck up shit. And to look out for Caribbean people. Once you wasn't an informer, or you wasn't done with no Batman thing, or you wasn't no suck pussy thing, these are the people who will defend you. They were my fathers. I don't even know my father. I talked to him one time on the phone. I was about 14 years old. Yeah? The black American sisters, I love them. I always have a problem with the sisters over here in Britain. And I'm sorry, sisters, but, you know, I'm not trying to, you know, black is black, but, oh, give me my black American babes, you know? And next in line, I love my Jamaican sister, them to them roots. When they meet a yard beef and she roots, man, the best roots than fine wine. British sisters, them have a lot to learn, you know. I'm sorry we can't have the time for teach them, but enough of them don't want learning because they love the paternalism, you know, depending upon the government, and then them look down on man like we are nothing, and then them come out of my yard and call police Peggy. Anyway, you touch on so much thing, the Rasta Virgin, Selassie get some gunshot. Any Rasta don't want to come deal with. Maurice Bishop trained me enough. One man is not an island. Selassie to get gunshot. Selassie are not God. Who wants to say Selassie are going to thunder and lightning? Thunder and which lightning? Gunshot is thunder and lightning. You understand? And my family were politically involved in the revolution. Maurice Bishop gave my great aunt a job, a matron of the TB hospital. Yeah? The TB ornatorium or whatever they call it. Because it's kind of something like when you have TB in those days, they put you in an asylum. TB asylum hospital. She was a head matron. And in the revolution in Grenada, when you were delegated in the revolution, you fly the revolution flag on your house. Every Wednesday was Militia Day. Yeah? They use the whole island for training. And every Tuesday night, I had to make sour orange juice. It's one of the best juice you could drink. Any Caribbean people know that. Mixed with brown sugar. And she used to make sandwich and, you know, certain things. She would have to make cheese. Cause Rasta, some of the Rasta them don't eat meat. So she would have make cheese sandwich. And then she will have other things where she makes sandwich. We probably have some kind of meat product or whatever product in it. Because she had like a farm, so she had always had substance to make those kind of things. And when they finished training, like about...
Yes, you hear the man talk look while. If was all some man and them hear him say all them things, I get them feelings. But when I get them my feelings from a revolutionary black brother, him free and a religion him they are tell about. Him the way I talk about revolution, struggle. So how him feel how him feel. That means him free for say what him want to say. Nothing to do with I. Or I and I. That him and my brother. Yeah. I'm related to him from the revolutionary and the upliftment and freedom for black people, which is gone out of the movement. Because the movement turn everything now in a Bible and church. So a man get them feelings quick.
6:32 they will come the pot. You will see my whole veranda full with AK-47 and rocket propeller launchers, mortars, bazooka. You understand? Yeah? We thinking about Makarov. Look up this kind of tall up. Makarov. Is that Russian made? Huh? Come on. You touch so much point in this segment, you know. The black American thing, we love them. And I got a lot of training, political training, when I was in prison, even when I was on the street, but a lot of political black brothers. So my political people in the struggle, my Jamaican people, the revolutionary ones, my African American people, the revolutionary ones, you understand? And coming from Morris Bishop. I'm trying to remember some of the things that the points I wanted to touch to talk about with I has experience as well, you know. But I'm not gonna, take it a little bit more further because I'm trying to reflect on some of the program to make my point. But I would just like to say for now, respect, and I love your program. I will continue to listen to your program. And some people, some guy out there who are fighting on and chat them fuckery. You have real revolutionary people out there. I'm not saying real revolutionary, not by no song. Fuck Bob Marley. You understand?
Right now.
You want to see a Peter My training? What's happening, homeboy? You good? What's up, nigga? Man, ain't nothing going on, nigga. I'm here in the cut, nigga. Pussy all. Try your blood clotting and see if I'm gonna lick off your blood clotted. Yo, what the mother cunt wrong with your soldier? And I tell you to do fucking that, boy. Raw soul, God bless. You the raw soul. You see how much different accent? Fuck with a man like me with proper train from the real revolutionary and see if I'm gonna infiltrate you and bust your fucking head open. Yeah? Rasta. Real Rasta. The foundation Rasta. Rasta like Jaboni, the revolutionary Rasta. Jaboni, bless up. And keep. Let the people them know your journey and what you stand for. Fuck them. You have your people out here. Yeah? When we're ready to rise up, we rise up. Blessed love.
Demas, I have my people all over the world. I just sit forward and we not gone away with us and watch it and we are stand which part we're there. This we not gone away. So we not promote no left nowhere and not gone away. And take where we're there. That's how we're there. We not gone away. We not promote no movement again and gone nowhere. Man, I stand firm and stand them grounds. Right? So we don't know. You know, I know, and other people know. Say, we know where the line draw when it comes to us and them. But I like to catch up on the line now.
Welcome to the Tesco mobile phone.
But I love to catch up on the line so you can do your thing. Live and direct for them, but it seems every time I try to catch you, you're up on a different line. Alright, so you're busy. I got knock on one more, my soldier, and nothing. Enough soldier me have. And it sounds sweet already, so I see if I can wrap it up with one more, my soldier. Hi, babes.
Hello?
Hi.
Yeah, mom's now.
That's very good. How was school today?
It was fine.
Yeah, what was fun about it?
I did IT, technology, geography, and French.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll see you when you get back, okay?
Okay.
You take care and have a nice weekend.
Same to you.
Yeah, bye. Yes, that was Buzzwack Lily, my last baby girl. Yeah, love her so much. Yeah. Well, I look still before we sign off. Matter of fact, we can't sign off on that and nothing. I'm going to set that. We don't want to overload, you know. I don't have to listen for too long.